man.
You ready?
I guess. Are you ready?
Here we are, another version of the Denny Artache Show podcast. Man, I am so excited. This is like Radio Cuba right here. Castro, not Castro, Cuba. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a great friend and guest, a fellow musical bandmate of mine, Mr. Raul D. Hernandez. Go ahead, say hello, right?
Hello, everybody.
So, the reason I have Raul on the show is his story is just amazing. You want to talk about the American dream. This guy hated living in Cuba, right? You were born there. You grew up there. And what age was it that you wanted to leave?
I was 18 years old.
18 years old. So this dude gets on a raft and floats in the ocean for like, what, 3 days?
3 days.
I'm sorry. That alone makes him dangerous. Okay? So he's floating for 3 days, and then he gets picked. This is during the Clinton administration, right?
Yes, 1994.
94, okay. So they pick him up, and then they send him to Guantanamo Bay for like, what, a year?
It's been almost a year there, yeah.
Oh, my God. So then after Guantanamo, what, they just said, all right, go to America? I mean, they let you go?
No, that was a long story there. When we were in Guantanamo, the first 3 months were very hard.
Yeah.
Because the Marines and the American people, they didn't know us, so they didn't trust.
They probably treated you like crap.
Yeah, in the beginning. But then we got friendly, and they opened up with us, and then to us, you know. And then from there, they start giving you some tips. So how we can get out of there?
You mean like how to break out of the prison?
They would, well, you know, they were giving us some tips to behave, you know, to be good.
Like what? If you're good, we'll let you out? Seriously?
Yeah, it was like 3,000 people there, man. So.
Oh my God.
So everybody has a little clock, little number here.
Was it women and children?
Oh yes. Yes.
So they didn't even separate them.
Big family. Oh yeah, they did after a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what I know. The immigration thing is crazy, and I know that you personally hate seeing that because you did it the legal way.
Yeah.
You got your citizenship. You've made something for yourself. You work hard all your life. You're an excellent musician. But let's first start, because I don't think people understand how terrible it still is in Cuba, right?
Oh yeah, it's worse now. It's
like they
really
steal everything from everyone, don't they?
Yes, it's really bad now. It's coming just down, and everything is destroyed. It's garbage all over the place. A lot of disease. When I was there, it wasn't that bad. Now it's the worst.
It's even worse?
It just get worse and worse year after year.
So, you know, a lot of these crazy people that, they've got free health insurance. I mean, please, really? Okay, so what the hell is the free health insurance like in Cuba?
No, well, hospitals right now, they don't even have medication for people. They don't even, I mean, if you have a problem that you need surgery, you need to call some people here that they can send you the stuff that they can do the surgery. There's nothing in the hospitals now.
You mean like the operating rooms are
all the stuff they need. All the stuff they need. They don't have that.
What am I laughing for? I can't believe this is happening in 2025.
And it's getting worse and worse.
How come people don't just get upset and look, Castro overthrew the government because they were tired of the king, I guess. Was it a king that had Cuba?
No, it was Batista.
It
was also, for what my father told me, it was also a dictator, but the only difference was that when Batista was there, it was capitalism. It was, I mean, my father was living a good life there, and he was just working on a clinic with some doctors, and the doctors treat him so nice. They give him nice suits, you know, to wear, and they let him borrow their fancy cars. So my father used to go out every week on their cars. And
dude, what is it? What Cuban mechanics are like the greatest in the world. They have those cars from the 50s. You know they're not getting new parts from GM.
No, they use...
What the hell did they keep those cars going? I mean, seriously.
There's parts from Russian cars.
Okay.
And they adopted. I went to the mechanic school there, so I can tell you. And they make the parts too over there sometime if they have the material to make it.
But that's what you see, right? They have cars from the 50s driving around, right?
Yeah, yes. They look nice outside, but
they're crazy.
It's not that safe to be inside any of those cars.
You know what's so crazy? We're supposedly the freest country, but we can't just go to Cuba. We have to get permission, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta. But can we go to Cuba now?
I don't know. I think they changed the law, and then some people now it's a little bit better because you see, remember that they make money when people go there.
Right. That's right. But it's not right them. Now, it's our country.
Yeah.
Cuba will take all the dollars you want to spend.
Oh, yeah.
It's our country that says, "Hey, you can't go over there." Like, what? Do they think that they're going to turn us into Marxist communists?
I think as an American, you can go. I mean, you can go there. There ain't no problem about that. You know, if you are an American citizen, I mean,
you still have family there, don't you?
Yeah, but my brother and my sister from my father's first marriage, they're there, and I talk to them on WhatsApp all the time. But I talk to my brother. I say, man, I haven't been there for 32 years. I want to visit you at least for a week. And he always tell me, my brother, I love you. I would love to see you and give you a hug, but I don't want you to come here. The style, the lifestyle that you got there, you come here for a week, you're going to be crying every day, and you're not going to feel good. You're going to be just sad and for everybody and try to please everybody, but it's impossible, you know.
You know, it's a beautiful island, I imagine. Like, you know, my family's from Puerto Rico, and it's beautiful. And Cuba looks, I see the pictures, but the poverty and the oppression from the government, why don't they just take over the government and say, hey, we've had enough?
Because the people that really want to be somebody in life, they realize that there's more people in Cuba that they don't care about that the ones that care. The ones that care, like me, a person that wants to be somebody in life, that want to use what God give you as a person, a talent, to get to the next level. When you realize that in Cuba you cannot make it, you got to get out of there because there's no way.
Is it illegal to leave Cuba?
No,
like now.
Right now, yeah, you can leave Cuba anytime you want, but the problem is where you're going to go if you're coming here, if they receive you now with this...
with the new ICE and immigration.
Stuff happened, yeah. Back in the days when I came here, it was legal.
Meaning you could just come over and they would accept you.
By the way, I'm going to let you know where I stand. In the time that I left Cuba, it was legal. It was an asylum. It was legal to leave Cuba. And it was
political
legal,
asylum.
And it was also legal to come here. They were receiving you here.
Okay.
But I jumped on the raft, and when I was in the middle of the ocean, the third day around 4 o'clock in the back storm, the Coast Guard picked us up. And when they were bringing us to Cron, we were 70 miles, we were like 20 miles from the coast.
But what were
they
you guys
put the
doing?
law. They put the law.
Okay.
Right there, and we're still in the water. The law of wet, dry foot and wet foot. That was Clinton that did that, and then we're still in the water.
So in other words, if you were on land, they would have accepted you.
Yes.
But if you're in the water.
But we were in the water on the Coast Guard when they put the law. So they took us back to a big ship, 3 days all the way to Guantanamo, and some people to Panama, to the American base.
Went there.
Yeah, thousands of people.
But Raul, I mean, what the hell were you thinking? You got on a raft and what? You were paddling?
We were paddling. We were four of us.
4 of you. You had paddles.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, we're going to paddle 90 miles.
That's it.
But I mean, day and night. Didn't you see like 12-foot waves? You didn't give a. You know what?
We calculate the weather. We watch the weather, and was supposed to be good, but it was summertime.
So you did watch the weather.
And yeah, but it was summertime, and summertime has usually in the afternoon you get the storms. So that's what we got.
Dude, weren't you scared? I mean, it's pitch black dark. You're in the ocean. There's sharks and all kinds of.
You know what, Denny? When you really want to be something in life and you really have the desires in you, you don't care. You just want to try. Give it a try. Freedom. Because I was miserable in Cuba.
Yeah.
I every day I was getting really, really angry about all the stuff that we be here talking for a long time, telling you how many things are so frustrated. It's so frustrated to be there,
Well, you didn't have freedom of speech, apparently, right?
Oh, forget it.
Yeah, if you got caught saying the wrong thing, they may just never find you again.
They would put you in jail, disappear you out of there. They put you in jail somewhere in the island. There's a little island, they call it Isla de Pinos, Pine Island, separate from Cuba. They have a prison there where they put all this, anybody that go against the government. And then you don't see them no more.
That's what I'm saying.
They're political
never see
prisoners there.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know.
You think that's still going on?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people there. And then what are you going to do? There's nothing.
It's just so hard to believe that, we bail out other countries around the globe that we don't like oppression. We want to instill democracy. But it must have been like the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that stuff that our government was just like, the heck with them. And that's a shame because there's a lot of good people in Cuba. There's not just criminals and, the Maralito boats, when they came over, Castro emptied out his jails. He's like, no.
Well, they did that the same when I came.
They did.
But it wasn't as bad as it was on the 80s with the Marielitos.
Yeah.
It was a little better, but it was a lot of bad people there from prison that they let go. Because it was the last asile that they have in 94. And then there was a lot of bad people. But what they did, they clean up. They started checking everyone. And the ones that they were bad, they returned them back to Cuba.
But it's just so hard to believe that it's still very oppressed. Where, now they can't come because we've had such bad immigration things happening to us and the border being open in Mexico that I don't even know what the process would be if they wanted to leave Cuba and come to the United States. Yeah. They probably wouldn't accept them, first of all. Hey, I'm sorry, we're full. Right? They'd have to apply for, asylum or something from Cuba?
I guess. I mean, I'm not on top of that now, but... it's a
lot of people, what I admire about you is you came here with nothing except the desire to better yourself. Yeah. You didn't get any handouts. I mean, when you first got here, I think because we're bandmates, ladies and gentlemen. Raul and I have played much music together, and I've been telling him, dude, you'd be a great guest on my podcast because I love freedom, but I don't think I'd jump on a raft and float for 3 days. I'd have to figure something else out. Yeah. But when you came here, you used to do flooring and a lot of handyman jobs.
I remember, I spent a year in Guantanamo, so I turned.
Oh my God!
I turned 19 years old. My birthday in Guantanamo in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And when I got here, I turned 21. And I remember I had a plan. My plan, I didn't have anybody here that I know.
Okay.
There was no family, nothing. So
that's what I'm saying. You came here with nothing.
I already made up a plan. I say, I don't care if I have to sleep under the pier. I'm going to get me a job in a restaurant doing dishes. I'm going to open an account. I'm going to start saving money, sleeping in the street. Then when I get to $5,000, I rent me a room. That was my plan. Then I start, and then I'm going to save a little bit more money, and then buy me a drum set. And then I'm going to start looking for bands to play with in the time I keep doing dishes.
Right.
And that was my plan, but God had a different plan for me because when I got here, um, I have a family member that I didn't even know him, that I didn't even know that he was here.
Oh, really?
It was my mother's cousin. Her husband came and he wanted to help me out. And so he say, listen, either you go to Virginia and sleep there with a whole bunch of guys. They give me a whole year and a job on a factory, or either you want to come to my house and then here in Miami. And I say I prefer to go with you and see what happens.
Sure.
So I start working as a landscaping with him in his business.
Okay.
Just doing landscaping, and then I did all kinds of jobs. Denny. After that, I take care of an old man for a whole year. With Parkinson. So that was my second job.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I got to give him a shower. I was 21 years old.
Yeah.
So I moved with these people in their house. It was a psychologist, very big house. It was great because I didn't have to pay rent. The food is included. They were paying me $200 a week. And I was taking care of his father with Parkinson for a whole year.
When you left, were your parents still alive?
Yes.
So they said, mi hijito, váyate, and they stayed?
Yes. Well, my father knew that I was leaving, and then but I didn't tell my mom.
That's hard, yeah.
If I would tell my mom, she wouldn't let me go. So when I left the house, I say, I'm going to help my brother-in-law because he came here with me. I'm going to help him out, and I'll be back. I won't leave. So she was cool, but then 3 days
How do you
later,
tell your mom, hey, you're not going to see me anymore?
No, I won't do that, man.
What was the last straw that you said, that's it, I'm out of here? What was the last thing that happened to you in Cuba?
Oh.
There must have been something that said, I am out of here.
Yes. You hit it on the spot, man.
What was it?
Well, I was in the music school.
Okay.
And I was already playing with a band as a bongo player. My first instrument was the bongos and the minor percussion.
Yeah.
And I was so excited because a very known singer in Pinar del Rio, the place I live in Cuba, he hired me as his bongo player. And I was like, wow, I'm going to be playing some shows with
you're
this
like
guy.
17 years old or something, right? Yeah.
I am doing my bongos, and we rehearse for like 3 weeks. We have our first show on a club. We go to the show sold out. We're on the club ready to play. And there we go. The electricity just popped off. Just went out. Boom. No more electricity until next day. So we couldn't even play the show. I got out of there, Dennis, with my bongos in my hand. I want to destroy those bongos in the floor. I say, this thing is not happening.
So that was it. That was the last straw.
My first show, and then they turned the electricity out when I'm going to start playing the show in front of a lot of people.
So when that happened, how much time went by until you jumped into that raft?
Oh, it took a month.
A month?
Yes. I started already planning.
Wow.
I started already planning where I'm going to get my raft.
Oh, my God. We made just from the one incident. That was it.
Well, it was too many things.
Well, there was a lot, but that was the last one.
This was the last one that I had enough.
Hey, wasn't it true also that, like, you couldn't play certain music in Cuba, like in other countries as well?
Oh, yeah. Well,
like
depend the lyrics, depend what you do.
You couldn't play rock and roll, right?
Well, there was a couple rock bands in my neighborhood, but they didn't give him that many gigs.
Yeah.
And they rehearse all the time. I used to go there and sit down with the drummer because he was a great drummer, and I learned a lot of stuff from him. But it wasn't,
I think we're ready. Brian, are we ready for our first break here? Because I heard Brian? My producer's like, he said, look for the first break. All right, so man, what a heartbreaker that you're floating, and then they pick you up and go, hey, sorry, guys, we're taking you to Guantanamo. And you go there. You were there for a year. So, honestly, I can't even imagine what that was like. They must have treated you like animals from the wild.
Well, I tell you what.
Did they like?
I was
beat you?
young. I didn't care about all those feelings, but there was only one thing that really made me cry. I didn't know was so much people in the water, in the ocean, until that Coast Guard took me to a bigger boat.
Yeah.
And I saw thousands of people on that
rafts.
boat.
Yeah.
On the boat, on the huge boat. When I got up there was pregnant women, old guys, like 80 years old guys.
You got to understand that
thousands of people out of the island.
You put your life on the line for the price of freedom.
Yeah.
So many people don't understand that. That's an American story. We left England years, when we did for taxation and the oppression of that government. But to see the stories of people jumping in, you knew that, hey, I might not make this trip, but I'm going to take the risk because I hate it here that much.
Hey, it's crazy. But when you see, like I was telling you, when you see a pregnant woman on a raft, and I mean, she doesn't care about dying just to be free.
Just to be free, to give her child.
Something's wrong, brother.
I know.
And not only one, there was a lot of them. And big families, kids, grandpas, grandmas. When you see a whole bunch of people like that getting out of an island, trying to have a better future, you realize that things are not right.
So listen, what did it feel like when they said, hey, we're going to let you free to go to America? Like when that happened, do you remember that moment?
Oh, yeah.
When a guard or someone said...
That was an interesting story, but to make it short, the only way that you were able, back in the time I left,
which was the 90s,
was the only way you can get out of Guantanamo or Panama was if you were sick with something that you might die or you might go blind or something like that. So it was a long story, but I have to come up with an idea of a disease or something, then I can give me a medical parole, so then I can get out of there.
That's how you got out?
Yeah, so guess what I did?
What'd you do?
Since I was born, I'm blind on this eye.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't form completely. It's called coloboma. Well, I put Tabasco in my eyes, and it got really red, and I went to the door, and the Marines took me to the hospital.
Yeah.
So they create a book with me. So every night I would put Tabasco water and put my eyes, and they took me until they sent me to a doctor, and he gave me the medical parole.
Okay, I think we're going to take a break now because Brian's coming in. We'll be right back on a Denny Artache show with Raul D. Hernandez. Brian, you got it? Come on. We're rolling? Okay, we are back with Raul D. Hernandez. You know what's so funny, man? I don't know if you were like this back then, but you are a godly man. Like you credit God for everything. You work hard, and I always crack up when you pull out your vet and you're like, yeah, you work hard, you get some bonuses, and you worked hard for that, right? Yeah. You saved money, you bought it, you still work hard. But were you a man of faith back in Cuba?
Well, in Cuba they have what they call Santeria, and all these African religions.
Okay.
So when you're young, they try to put you.
They didn't have the Christian faith, really?
They have it, but they used to call Christians very religious people. They're freaks. They used to call them freaks and all that.
Yeah.
So I grew up with that, but when I got I was 18 years old, actually, before I came here. There was a guy that was a Santero guy, and he tried to push that stuff on me.
Yeah.
And then I say, listen, man, I'm so sorry, but I don't want to believe in that stuff because I don't believe God. I mean, I didn't know about Bible, about anything. But I told him, I don't believe there is God in those statues that you guys have. I believe there's a God up there that we don't see, but so I don't want to hear anything about that. So
plus you're seeing all this.
Yeah.
You're like, God, why don't you help us, right? Like, hey, there's a God. Why are we dying and being oppressed like this?
Why we are so miserable and going through all this? So right after that guy, he just came to me. I never forget this. A few days later, this guy that we used to work out together on the gym, he went to church and he received Christ. He became a Christian. So he was so on fire because he was happy.
Yeah.
He came to the neighborhood to talk about Christ. And I was there with a whole bunch of kids, my sister, friends, and he started talking about Christ. Everybody started criticizing him. And then I listened to the guy.
That's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
He's trying to preach the love of God, and people are like making fun of him.
Yeah,
and
my
him.
sister
was
laughing at him.
What was it that...
Well, I listened to him.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute. I stayed quiet. Everybody was blaming on him. And I finally got really angry. I say, why everybody is against him? What he's saying it sounds good to me. It sounds like really, actually, it's very interesting that someone gave his life on the cross for you and me to be saved. That's good news. That's something good for my soul. So everybody yelled and left. So I stayed just with that guy. And it was a Thursday. I never forget, because they used to have Thursday and Sunday service. And I say, Joel, it was his name. Joel, I want to go to your church. When you guys have a service, you say, tonight? I say, I want to go with you.
Oh, that's great. So you go there, and that was it. You got saved.
You want to hear something funny?
Dude, because here's the deal. A lot of people who know you know that you are, it's no BS. You are a devout man of faith.
It's my life, man.
It's what keeps you.
It's my life.
It keeps me from going nuts too, because you can't be of this world. This world is crazy.
Yes.
And the problem is, I think if more people found God in Christ, they wouldn't behave the way they do.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to love each other, right?
Yes.
Accept each other. Remember, Jesus. If God can forgive us, then we can forgive other people.
Of course.
And to hold on to vengeance and to point your finger and to judge people, it's so insane. And Jesus walked with murderers, rapists, thieves, prostitutes. It didn't matter. He didn't walk with perfect people.
He came to be right there for all of them.
Right. And I don't apologize, but I try and leave politics and religion out of most of my shows, because some people, some of them are ready to receive it, but then others are like, move it along, buddy, move it along. Let's get back to the jokes and stuff.
Yes.
But the simple fact is, I think it's very important, because look what you had to go through. If you didn't have your faith, there's no way you would have done all the crap that you did. Because you wouldn't have believed that God was going to give you grace and the power to do so.
Yeah, I
That's
going
deep.
back to when Joel came and talked to me, I wanted to tell you something funny. Even that I was 18 years old, I always asked my father and mother, can I go here? Can I go there?
Yeah.
Because I respect them.
Sure.
So that day I told my mother, can I go with Joel to the church? She asked me, what church is that? Well, it's a Pentecostal church right down in Herb. She goes, oh my God, those people are crazy. They yell.
Yes.
And they make a lot of noise.
Listen, they have like 3-hour services. All right, man, come on, let's get saved. We got the food waiting. But dude, you're right. I won't go to them. Okay, I'll go to non-denominational. I was raised a Catholic, but now I'm a non-denominational.
Yeah.
But I sat in on a couple of those. Bro, you better have 3 hours to put away.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of emotional thing going on.
Yes.
But you know what, man? my mother say, I let you go. You can go and
Yeah.
see, but be careful, you know. So when I went there that night, everybody, when I got to the church,
Yeah.
everybody was giving me hugs.
Hugs, yeah.
And
They're
I
on
was
fire.
like, wow, this is a nice people. So I sit down. The pastor go and preaches. He preaches a salvation.
Okay.
And then he called on the end of the service anybody that wants to receive Christ. And Joel was next to me and say, "Hey, buddy, you want to receive Christ? This is your time now." I say, "I really want it."
Yeah, and you went and you
So
stepped
I
forward.
walk in the front.
Yeah.
So two ladies came next to me and put their hand on me and start speaking in tongues. I'm like, oh my God. I was thinking to myself, these
The
are
Exorcist.
the crazy people that my mother was telling me about it. But the pastor came and say, "You want to receive Christ?" I say, "I do." And then I received Christ as my Lord and Savior there. And guess what? After the service,
Yeah.
it was a band practice. I learned my first drum beat with the drummer on that church. I learned my first two
That's
drum
when you were
beats.
hooked, huh?
I was hooked up to the drums
Pobrecito, as they say.
until today.
You know, it's so funny because I told you I was raised a Catholic, but I would say in the late 90s, I wanted to check out other churches. So I went to non-denominational churches.
Yeah.
And there was this big congregation in Fort Lauderdale, Calvary
Yes,
Chapel.
Calvary Chapel.
And Bob Coy was the pastor. And so I went with a couple of, they invited me to the church. They said, "Hey, you got to come to our church. It's different, I said, "Oh, all right, I'll go to anywhere where they preach the Bible." And the same thing happened to me. He asked at the end, "Okay, now I know you're sitting back there. You may be holding back, but this is your time now to receive Christ. I want you to come forward." And I was like, "Well, he ain't talking to me because I'm expecting a bolt of lightning to hit my ass right there at that time." And so he looked, and the persons who invited me, I just went, "Yeah, let me do that." And they were like, "Yes, yes,
Yes.
And dude, they're cheering you like you just won the Super Bowl. And I walk, and it's a big church, man. I had to walk like 80 yards to the front.
Oh, yeah.
And there was Bob Coy and the elders. And they were all going crazy like a rock concert and stuff.
Yes.
And so I was like, wow, this is like, this is cool. I guess I better stop looking at women funny and sinning after this because maybe the bolt of lightning will hit me after this. But all kidding aside, we're flawed human beings. We're not perfect.
No.
And just because you receive Christ doesn't mean that you're no longer going to think bad things or not be human.
No.
But it's by grace that saves us.
Yes.
So you that's when it happened, and shortly thereafter you make the move. What do you remember? There must have been some good memories about Cuba when you were growing up.
yeah.
What do you
yeah,
remember that was kind of cool growing
Well,
up in Cuba?
The most beautiful thing about Cuba is when you were a kid and you grew up in Cuba, you learn there's good things, very good things that create your roots. Like we love each other in Cuba. In the neighborhood, everybody loves each other. We're like a big family.
No real crime, right?
Very barely
Yeah.
fights, but
That's not
Some-
crime. That's
something-
just Latinos getting...
something interesting.
Because, Latinos...
We yell each other, we fight, and the next day we're friends again. We forgive each other. That's one beautiful thing.
You mean like our Santana band?
Yes, yes. That's why. Yeah,
Latinos, we
Yes.
also point with our lips.
Yes, yes.
You talking to me?
You're talking to me.
And Latinos, we're so passionate that we go from 0 to pissed off in
Oh,
3
yeah.
seconds, quicker than a race car, doing
yeah.
a quarter inch. But you felt the sense, I guess, of a neighborhood and a family back
Yeah,
then, right?
and I grew up fishing.
So you were like in the country.
With
you
a
weren't in the
partner,
city
yeah.
part.
I grew up racing horses.
Yeah.
I grew up in the river, swimming and eating mangoes. I wasn't with a computer on a freaking phone like these kids today. I mean, I grew up. You know what was my first toy?
What?
2 bottles.
And you played with them.
I tied them up and I
Yeah.
put them up with a string. That was my first toy. And, I thank God for that because I appreciate what I have today, and
And family.
I value what I have today here in this country, because I grew up in a country where I didn't have nothing, and I have, but the little bit I have, I appreciate it, and I always wanted to have some better things, and for 20 years I didn't, but when I came here, now I appreciate what I have, and I work hard. And like George from the Joy Gilmore band, he called me,
Yeah.
Raul, you're a goal getter. Every time you decide to do something, I notice that you always get
I just
there.
saw George on Saturday. Him and Daryl and Dottie were playing at a friend's birthday, and I sat in with them. I love them all, and yeah, hard work pays off, but people,
Yes.
it doesn't come easy, man. You didn't have a blueprint of how to be successful here. You worked hard. You believed in God. You didn't take advantage of anybody. And I think that's been lost a lot in the last couple of decades. A lot of people they're into the me stuff. That's why I like what I do. I mean, I play music, but I have a financial services. I help families. I help protect them. I love doing podcasts, a radio show, to just put some good content out there, to try and help other people either experience joy or learn something that can make their life better.
Yeah.
And I think your story, you didn't let any excuses get in the way of your success, you see? I look at that and I go, more people should understand they started with a lot more than you and they have less than you. And I know what it is they quit when the going gets tough.
Yeah. One thing that you learn when you really believe, it's not about religion. It's about relationship. Because I can go to any church, and that doesn't change who I am with God. When you're really a Christian and you love Him, and you let the Spirit guide you, it gives you that power to whatever you're going to do, you do it the best you can. And that's eventually God lets you go through different seasons until He sees you at heart. And then, I don't know where, He goes, you're ready for the bigger blessing. And boom.
And it happens.
And then I learn it like that. And I see it like that in many cases. So that's why I am about believing in God and the Son, the Holy Spirit, and letting Him guide me. Having that relationship for everything I do. For everything. Everything is Him. Because one thing, Dennis, that it makes me sad. That people out there doesn't want to believe because of many reasons that I understand.
Yeah.
They got religion and they change all things and make money and use people and do all bad things. But God is still God, and good things are good things. Good principles of God are there. And what makes me feel sad is that I have so many friends out there that they're losing family members, and they always write, rest in peace. And I got to be honest, how can somebody rest in peace when you never wanted to believe? We all want our families to rest in peace, but we don't want to believe. And the only thing that we have, the only faith that gives us hope for eternal life is Christianity. There's no other faith in planet Earth that give you hope than Christianity. And the only thing you need to do is just receive Christ and get baptized and try to follow Him as much as you can. He doesn't want you to be perfect. He will work with you. And that's the only thing we got to do, and then people don't want to do it.
It's a lot of reasons for that. People want proof, but what's so funny is they'll believe in things with no proof because it makes sense, but they won't believe that there's a possibility of a God out there.
It is.
Because you can have arguments either way, but even the great Einstein and very smart people said, you may not believe in God, but you cannot prove that God does not exist. So now it's a question of how you want to live your life. And for me, I feel God when I take better care of myself.
Yes.
When I exercise, I stay away from alcohol.
Of course, yeah.
I meditate and treat my body as a temple, then the blessings happen. I do feel, believe me, we all go through hard times. This year is going to be my best year. And when it started, I didn't know that to be true. So what I had to do was work on myself and my business and let the blessings come.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't ask him first. I worked on myself first. And then he's like, okay, you're starting to get it now, so let me open up a few more doors for you. You're not, wasting your time now like you have been. Now, what's funny is, like me, you believe in, look at these, dude, his arm's bigger than mine, I think. Definitely.
No, we both
look
got
at you,
big
man.
arms,
You believe in working out, right? Like I do.
Of course, you have to
because
take care of the temple.
Because if we don't do it, we feel like crap.
You have to.
And I try and tell people this. They say, oh, man, you're lucky. No, I'm not lucky. There's times that I didn't work out and I ate too much. I am officially 18 and a half pounds lighter from the peak.
Good.
So when I get to the 20 pounds is the first goal, I still want to lose another 5 to 10, but slowly. A lot of people are taking those injections and losing stuff.
Yeah, no,
you changed your diet. How much heavier were you?
I was 235 pounds.
And how much are you now?
Now I'm 188.
Right.
And all I eat is protein and greens. No sugar, no rice, no bread, no alcohol. All I eat is, and I have to take care of the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is your body.
Your body,
and now I can think better.
Right.
I know when
this
God is talking to me.
Exactly. This is
what
I'm telling you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
When I take care of myself more, God's presence is even more.
Oh, yes.
Like, I think better. I'm happier.
Of course.
I'm clearer. And I'm like, well, you dumb SOB. Why don't you, why did you get off track? Because you know what it is, man. A lot of people in life, discipline is the key. And discipline is doing what you don't want to do, but it has to be done to produce the results you want. And diet and exercise, just like business, is no different. Now, we play from time to time, but you've been playing a lot in that circuit that I used to. You perform to a lot of old assisted living places, and they love you when you go there.
Yeah.
You get so much out of it, don't you?
Yeah, that was actually God's plan for me, because I've been in this country for 32 years. I came here just playing drums and percussion. If you have a prophet, which I don't believe there's prophets anymore. The prophets are in the Bible. Some people call themselves prophets today. But this is funny. If you have somebody on the first 2 years I was in this country come to me and prophesy that I was going to be playing saxophone and singing to nursing homes, to all these beautiful people, I would tell that guy, you're out of your mind. But he had a different plan.
Well, it's like me when I was in those famous rock bands in the up until the early 90s to mid-90s. Hey, you're going to be a successful financial person, and you're going to do radio and podcasts, and you're going to be a public speaker. I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And whatever you're smoking, let me have some, because it's pretty good. But you just never know. I guess God has those callings that we don't know, but we have to be ready for them.
It's interesting. I remember the first time I played in a nursing home, I didn't have many gigs playing the drums. I was already singing a few songs in my house with the backing tracks and stuff. And then I had a friend that he was playing piano.
Yeah, because you taught yourself sax.
Yes.
Because you're like, maybe I'll get more work, right?
I love the sax. As a matter of fact, I used to practice drums with listening to smooth jazz.
Yeah.
Because it was very packed music. And then I hear the sax and say, I always want to play the sax. So finally I picked it up when I was 27, and I'm 51 now. So,
that's pretty cool.
Back.
I'd like to play the sax, but forget it. One time a friend of mine gave me a sax, and I was messing around. I was actually getting some stuff, but Yeah,
it takes time.
It does. You got to get your embouchure down and train your ear. And
I still sometimes working in some of the notes that I still.
Have you ever? You put out a lot of stuff on social media, and I love your posts. They're inspirational. Like me, I like to have positive things, not negative, because this world is so crazy right now. And I still credit that they're non-believers that are going crazy.
Yes.
If you believe in treating others how you would like to be treated, then you wouldn't see the insanity. But have you ever thought about being a pastor or?
I personally have a different perspective about that. I believe today we have a lot of preachers.
Yeah.
But we don't have no pastors. Because I really call a pastor someone that preaches the word of God and that take care of the people in the church, go to the hospital when they're sick,
right?
Go to their
they're part
house
of the community, yeah,
and call them when they're sick. And a lot of these people today, they don't do that. They just go prepare a sermon for Sunday. I call them preachers. And right now, I don't know where God is going to take me because He's in charge. But I feel like I will never, I don't call myself a pastor. I call myself a messenger of God. If the Spirit give me a message for my brother, I will let him know. I'm a kind of guy that if I have something to tell you for your better, I will let you know. Right. It doesn't matter if you get angry at me, but if God tell me to tell you something to make you a better person, I would tell you with love, listen, brother, I think you should do this, and I think we should get better on this. You're my brother, that's why I'm letting you know. I feel in my spirit that we can get better together, on this.
That's how you were with Joey Gilmore.
Yes, Joey and I, we have many discussions, but he always thanks me, and I always thanks him because I learn a lot from him.
He was just, I miss him so much. I talked to him like a couple of days before he passed.
Oh, man.
And he was supposed to do a show with us.
Yes.
And his wife didn't want to let him. And, people like that you remember forever.
Oh,
and
yes.
He was definitely a God-fearing man as well.
Yes.
Well, look, we're gonna all the local people, we have a couple more shows. September 4th will be at Double Roads, and then September 20th will be at Terra Firmata.
Yeah.
For me, I've been blessed with the business, but I'm getting so busy. It's really hard to do as many shows anymore. And so I have to really be careful because at the end of the day, I'm beat to hell, and I
know.
There's like these next couple of shows that I have, I'm going to be working until an hour or two before the show. And for me, I like to, be tranquilo, relaxed,
know.
Not like, hey, let me rush and let me go to the show.
Boy.
And so I don't know. I even want to record stuff, but it's hard. I mean, you do this for a living, and you still don't have time to do all the things that you want to do.
Yeah,
because you're busy working.
I'm booked up. I have recording sections. I got gigs.
Right.
And then I do a lot of these places for the older people, senior homes. And this is what I really actually...
You really love it, don't you?
It fills my heart. In the beginning, it was hard for me, but God told me how I love it.
That's great.
It fills my heart with joy, and then that's priceless, man.
A lot of people don't understand how hard it is to make a living as a musician. I mean, sure, if you have a hit record and all that, but that's just like that's like hitting the lotto. And people know my history that I played with you saw the pictures with all these famous people. And look, most of them are dead. And they were terrible with money. And I kind of figured that wasn't the lifestyle for me. So I'm blessed at this. But I'm glad when we do get to play music together and we have fun with it. Because I'm always going to play. But I just realized that I didn't want to do it for a living because I wanted to do other things with my time. But I love to play. If I could figure out to do nothing else,
It takes time.
But it takes time, and you've got to be lucky and just. I like what I'm doing, though. I get to do a lot of public speaking, and help people in other ways as well. But man, thank you for sharing this story, because I'm telling you, people should realize that they're already in the great. We're not perfect. There are countries we have our history is not perfect, but the opportunity is here. You can't let excuses get in the way of you succeeding in this country.
Well, I want to, talking about music and about making a living with music, I'm going to give you this. I believe that when God gives you a talent of being a musician, He doesn't give you, this is what I believe, He doesn't give you just one thing. He gives you the whole package. How much you want to do with it is up to you.
Right.
He gives me the package to play drums and percussion, but I push myself to play saxophone.
And now you're singing.
And to also play piano and guitar. I haven't mastered the piano and the guitar, but I have enough to write my music. And if you concentrate on that, it's the most spiritual thing you have in earth, music. And you love it, and you do it for the love of God. There's a lot of openings out there, a lot of possibilities that you can play music and be successful. You just have to believe and keep doing it. And it's not an easy way, but you can get there like I am now. I'm blessed. I've been blessed for the past 32 years here. I've been through a lot, but the last just 15 years, I've been very successful in music. I'm very blessed that only God can do that. There's no other way.
That's great. And
that can be done.
If I were to do it, it would probably be something like what you're doing, staying locally, because my other point is I don't like to travel a lot. And even Albert Castilli, who's a friend of mine, and I just saw him in Memphis, what was it, in May, I think I went for the IBC, not the IBC, the BMA Awards. And Albert's doing so phenomenal. He deserves it. He's worked so hard for it. But man, he was telling me, Denny, I'm just like he had bags in his eye. I can't wait to go home and do nothing for a few days. And people think it's a glorious lifestyle.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not.
You're traveling a lot. You're not getting enough sleep. You're eating whatever food you can get on the run. So you really got to want it.
And as musicians, the energy.
Right. And I think it would be better suited or more consistent if you do like what you're doing at the local level. You find clubs and you pick and choose the ones you want to do. To do what he's doing and the traveling, man, you gotta really take care of yourself.
Yes,
it's a tough way to go.
It is.
So that's the part that stopped me mostly. I knew that I would always play because I love to play. But to say, okay, this is what I'm doing for a living, so I've got to travel and I've got to do all that. I think years ago I flipped that switch and went, I don't think I want to do that. But I still want to play.
Yeah.
So, like I said, thanks for sharing your story. I think it's a great story.
Hey, man.
And I'll give you the MP4. It's going to be on a YouTube channel. You can listen to the podcast.
All right,
thank you for listening. If you know someone out there with a similar story, I do like to have different guests, either on my podcast or my radio show, which are on Fridays at WSTU. Make it a great rest of your day, and peace out, as they say.
Yes. God bless you.
That too.
Woohoo!
Okay, Brian, I think we're ready to make the donuts.